Welcome back to Stop Ruining Food. Before we start, I just want to say thank you for being here. It means the world to us. If these conversations are helping you cook better, please take a moment to subscribe and maybe share this with someone you cook with.
You should definitely share this one because today we're talking about rice. And Sam, I have to be honest, I've officially lost trust in it. It feels like a culinary lottery ticket. Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't.
And that feeling of betrayal, Alex, is exactly why we've brought a guest today. This is someone who has been through the rice wars and come out the other side. Everyone, please welcome Maya.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. And just to be clear, I'm not a chef. I'm here because I ruined rice for years and had absolutely no idea why.
That already makes me feel so much better, seriously. So, Maya, my problem is this. Rice is supposed to be simple. You know, water, grain, heat. But mine is either a sticky, mushy mess on the outside, or it's somehow still half raw and crunchy in the middle. There is no in-between.
Half raw. I know that one well. But my signature failure, mine used to turn into glue, like actual sticky wallpaper paste glue. I once made a pot of rice so bad I could have used it for arts and crafts. It was awful.
That gluey texture is far more common than people admit. It's a sign of a very specific mistake, but one that millions of home cooks make every single day.
But no one talks about it, that's the thing. Everyone online, in cookbooks, they all act like rice is the easiest, most foolproof side dish in the world.
Right, and that's the worst part. It's not like failing at a fancy souffle. When your rice is bad, you feel, uniquely embarrassed. Like you failed at the one thing everyone is supposed to know how to do.
Exactly. It's supposed to be the foundation of the meal. And when the foundation is mush, the whole dinner feels like a failure. For the longest time, I was convinced I knew the problem. I always thought mushy rice just meant I added too much water. It seemed logical. Mushy equals wet.
Oh, same. 100%. I spent years tinkering with the water ratio. A little less this time, a tablespoon more that time. I kept a notebook. And you know what? Nothing changed. It was still glue.
It never works.
And that is because water, while important, isn't the only problem. It's often not even the main problem. You can have the perfect rice-to-water ratio and still end up with a disaster.
Okay, wait. So if it's not the water, then what is it? What are we all doing wrong?
Interference.
Okay, you have to explain that. Hearing that word, my first thought is stirring. I stirred my rice constantly.
Me too. Of course you stir it. I didn't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot and burn. It felt like the responsible thing to do.
It feels responsible, but it is the primary cause of mushy rice. Every grain of rice is coated in starch. When you stir rice as it cooks, you are scraping those starches off the grains and releasing them into the water.
Okay, confession number 3 for me. I kept lifting the lid to check on it. All the time.
Yep, guilty.
And every single time you lift that lid, you are ruining the rice. Because rice doesn't just cook from the water it absorbs, it cooks in the hot, pressurized steam that gets trapped in the pot. Lifting the lid releases that steam.
But I just want to see the progress. I want to know what's happening in there. Is it absorbing? Is it sticking? It feels wrong to just walk away and trust it.
That's the key insight, Alex. Rice doesn't show progress. A steak shows progress, it gets a crust. Onions show progress, they turn translucent. Rice, it just sits there looking wet until suddenly it's done. It finishes quietly. Your need to see progress is sabotaging the process itself.
That explains so much. The times it was crunchy in the middle but mushy on the bottom, I probably let all the steam out, so the top layer never cooked properly.
Precisely.
Okay, Sam, explain rice cooking to me like I'm 5. What is actually supposed to be happening in that pot when I'm not interfering?
Think of it as 2 phases. Phase 1 is absorption. The grains of rice absorb the boiling water. Phase 2 is steaming. Once the water is mostly absorbed, the remaining moisture turns to steam. This trapped steam performs the final gentle cooking, plumping up the grains and ensuring they are evenly cooked from the inside out.
Ah, okay.
When you stir it, you create glue. When you lift the lid, you release the steam for phase 2. You interrupt that delicate process and the entire structure collapses.
So rice needs trust. You have to trust that it knows what it's doing in there without your help.
I'd put it another way. Rice needs discipline from you, the cook.
All right, I'm ready for the discipline. Fix us, Sam. Give us the unbreakable rules.
Step 1. Measure your water properly. The package instructions are usually reliable. A 1:1, 5, or 1:2 ratio is common. Use a measuring cup, don't eyeball it. Step 2. Bring the water to a boil in your pot. Step 3. Add your rice and give it one single brief stir to make sure nothing is clumped. 1.
Just one.
Step 4. Turn the heat down to the lowest possible setting, a bare simmer. Step 5. Cover it with a tight-fitting lid. And Step 6, the most important, walk away for about 15 to 18 minutes.
No stirring at all during that time?
No stirring.
And no checking? Not even one little peek?
No checking. Your intervention is the enemy.
Okay, so after that 18 minutes is up, what about resting? I've heard people say you need to rest rice. Is that a real thing?
It is absolutely real, and it is non-negotiable for perfect rice. After the cooking time is up, turn off the heat, but leave the pot on the burner, still covered. Do not lift the lid. Let it sit for another 10 minutes.
Just like resting chicken. So the resting period actually finishes the cooking.
Exactly. The residual heat and steam gently finish the job. It also allows the moisture to redistribute throughout the grains, so you don't have a wet bottom and a dry top. Resting evens everything out. After it rests, then you can finally lift the lid and fluff it with a fork.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. But before we go on, we have to address the elephant in the room. Rinsing the rice. I've seen recipes that swear by it and others that don't even mention it. What is the truth, Sam? To rinse or not to rinse?
That is a fantastic question, Alex, and it gets to the heart of how different rice varieties behave. The short answer is, it depends on the dish you're making. Rinsing rice removes the excess surface starch from the grains. If you want fluffy, distinct grains, like for a pilaf or a simple side of steamed rice, rinsing is your best friend. That excess starch is the same stuff that creates the glue we talked about earlier when you stir the rice.
So rinsing is like a preemptive strike against the glue. That makes so much sense. I've always just dumped it straight from the bag into the pot. Another simple mistake that has a huge impact.
This is incredible. I'm seeing the whole picture now. Back in our first episode, we realized that our eggs were ruined by impatience, by using heat that was too high.
And then we discovered that our chicken was ruined by fear. The fear of undercooking that led to overcooking.
And now it sounds like rice is ruined by control. The need to constantly check, stir, and manage a process that just wants to be left alone.
That's the pattern: impatience, fear, and control. They are the 3 emotional mistakes that ruin more food than any lack of skill.
Okay, let me repeat this back slowly so I can burn it into my brain. 1. Measure the water precisely. 2. Don't stir it more than once. 3. Don't you dare lift the lid. 4. Let it steam undisturbed. 5. Let it rest off the heat before you even think about serving it.
Gosh, if I had known this earlier, I would have saved years of bad rice and felt a lot better about my cooking. It's so simple, but it's not obvious.
And if this helped you, please subscribe and share this with someone who you know struggles with rice. We all know one.
And please, don't just listen to this. Walk with this information into your kitchen and use it. Make a pot of rice tonight. Trust the process.
Next time on Stop Ruining Food, we tackle another sticky situation: why your pasta clumps together. See you then.